Hello there, lovely people, it's Alex from Nintendo Life here, and welcome back to Alex Asks. And last time, which was quite a while ago, I admit, but I'll get onto all that stuff in a minute, I asked you, lovely lot, now that you have a Switch, what are the things that you like about it? Well, it's just what a few of you, and I mean just a few of you, had to say. I had a bit of an issue with this question because, well, as Guardian T42 puts it, now that I have a Switch, Wait, what? It's not out yet. What is this time paradox tomfoolery that you're doing, Alex? Note, this comment was made on February the 28th, 2017 at 9:28 p.m. Very specific there. We like that. Yes, this was the main issue with this episode and one of the reasons why it has been delayed so much. Also, other commitments and things like that meant that it didn't happen last week when it was supposed to. And I also sort of backed myself into a corner by asking people opinions on the Switch about 5 days before it came out, which was a really, really silly thing to do. I did say, you're going to have to come back later, but, by that point, everyone's already playing their Switches. They're not concerned with the video that some geezer with floppy hair put out, 5 days earlier, talking about basically was a stupid idea, and I shot myself in the foot. So for that, I apologize, but I hope we can all, learn from this experience and grow and move on as people. Thank you. ABY14 says, the feature I will enjoy is the click when you put the Joy-Cons into the Switch console. The game I will enjoy is The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. As I've said in a previous video, it is tremendously satisfying to just slide the Joy-Con on and get that lovely click sound. Now, it only seems to work in the operating system, sort of like the home menu and stuff like that. Doesn't work in the game, which I find to be a bit disappointing. But what I did notice is that after the day one patch, before, where I think I showed it off, I'm sure, dozens of other YouTubers did as well. When you slid it in the pre-release, before the day one patch, it had little white animation as it came out to say that the Joy-Con was connected. And now it appears that it's colored depending on the Joy-Con you use. It's red for red and blue for blue, which is a lovely addition. El Mexican says quite simply, Breath of the Wild. Yeah, I mean, when it comes to this game, there are almost no words. Well, there are lots and lots of words, and we use them to form reviews and stuff like that, and just generally give opinions. But honestly, this game has eaten away my life, and I've played so many hours on it. And, not wishing to give too much away, maybe mini spoiler. If you're worried about spoilers, I'm just gonna, sort of stop the video and jump to the time at the bottom of the screen when this bit will be over. Is it done? You passed? Good, okay. Mini spoiler, now that I've completed the game and it shows my percentage, I've done 26%. I've sunk like 75 hours into that thing. No, in fact, it's 80 now. Yeah, it's scary. LootTubes. No, I can't read it out, I can't. No. Wesley Whiteside, a bit of a veteran of this series, good to see you around, said, I'm looking forward to HD Rumble. So far, the only games I played have had very weak Rumble input. I'm hoping this is not common. As I'm sure you all know, HD Rumble is out there, and it is a lovely thing indeed. There aren't too many games that really use it as a gameplay feature, more as just sort of immersion and stuff like that. Things like Fast RMX, I think, uses it really well. It really gives you the sense of, grinding over a surface and stuff like that. It's really good. I really enjoy it. HD Rumble can stay as far as I'm concerned. Nathan Squire says, how many toes do you have? I have 10 toes. 5 on each foot. Stinky Nacho says, I have a Switch and I love it. My favorite features are the fact that I can play in so many different ways. I can play with the Joy-Cons separated for a more relaxed feel, or play them with the grip for a more traditional feel. And the fact that I can play full-blown AAA game home console games anywhere I go, it's just so nice to be able to pick up my Switch from the dock and continue playing wherever with it. And it is... That's the beauty of the whole system, to be honest. I've had it numerous times now, and it's a little bit embarrassing in some ways, where I've been playing Zelda, and then I pick it up and I take it downstairs, or, I go somewhere else with it, and I'm playing, and then I come back up and I stick it back in the dock, and I think to myself, I've left my Switch on downstairs playing Zelda. I just don't, I don't yet have it in my brain that the Switch is a home console and a portable. I think that they're two separate devices, And that is the beauty of it. It's beautiful, it's wonderful, and it's sexy. Alucard0811 says, best feature I am looking forward to, have to go to the toilet, take the Switch with me. Have to cook some food, not to start playing Zelda, just take the Switch with me into the kitchen. Too lazy to get out of bed, just play in bed. Finally going back to work after 2 weeks of the flu, after some dodgy Chinese food. In inverted commas, it's definitely not called Breath of the Wild in various circles. Yeah, just take the Switch on the bus, and my boss can't see if I have my Switch under the table playing while staring at my screen. You shouldn't be doing that when you're supposed to be working. Bad. Mage's Mask says, I don't have a Switch yet because of money-related reasons, but I'm looking forward to playing Zelda, Splatoon 2, and ARMS. And Super Mario Odyssey is probably going to be good too because, well, you know, it's Mario. As for features, I'm going to sound really boring, but the whole idea of playing a game like Zelda Breath of the Wild on the go is amazing to me, which is the reason I'm getting it for the Switch and not the Wii U. That does seem to be the general consensus across the board. It's just the fact that you can play such graphically wonderful and just deep games, because, you know, we've had games similar maybe in scope on the 3DS with things like Xenoblade Chronicles 3D. Was that what it was called? Yes, it was. So big games have existed on the 3DS and stuff like that, but nothing quite of this scale and quality and clarity and just, you know, wonderful to look at. And I know graphics aren't everything and gameplay is where it's at, but with more power comes more possibilities of having various gameplays. And there's a various cutoff point, and you're not going to have 14 billion NPCs running around on your Switch games if it's a big one, you know, which you might be able to get on, say, things like the PS4 and the Scorpio, and if they ever release that thing. But it's the leap, isn't it? It's the leap from the 3DS to the Switch, to be able to have so much going on and just to be able to play this game and feel like it really is a real home console, and then just go, you know what? I've got to pop, you know, on the bus, or I've got to go in a taxi. Notice how I specified transport, where you don't need to actually control it yourself, because you should not play the Switch and drive, because, well, that's even worse than Pokemon Go, if I'm honest. Brunweir Doge says, why would I ever need a Switch when I have a Dreamcast VMU? You know, the more and more I look at it, two VMUs together actually does look like a little gamepad, doesn't it? You got the, you know, these two control methods, and they're not sticks, but, you know, you got your buttons. Why did they never do anything with that? Well, maybe they did, I don't know. Violet Queen of Moths says, I'm looking forward to the feature where stores actually have the Switch in stock. Oh, it's been a catastrophe for stock levels, hasn't it? And to be honest, for Nintendo, that is a dream come true. They don't want loads of stock hanging around of the Switch. They want to try and shift it, and, you know, they've doubled their production recently. They want to get more Switches out there because they know people want to buy them. It's happening, guys. Nintendo's back. Hopefully. And finally, our good friend Portal King says, turning my Switch into a baby that won't stop crying. Yeah, that's one of the 1-2 Switch games, isn't it? That I wouldn't trust people with that, because they'd have to hold my Switch like a baby. And I've seen people drop babies, and that's my baby. Massive thanks to everybody who left a comment. Unfortunately, I can't read all of your comments out because most of them were about Netflix anyway, and not what I asked. But again, that was my issue, not yours. I kind of, yeah, it was me. Sorry. But you do have a chance to get one of your comments read out in the next episode. And so, my question for you this week is, what is it about Breath of the Wild that makes it so good? Or if you don't like it, what makes it not so good? Is it the art style? Is it the gameplay? Is it the fact that it's absolutely massive? Is it the fact that it's got loads of shrines? Is it the, you know, other stuff? Let us know down there in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, then why don't you put 2 subscribe buttons together to form a little VMU Switch hybrid? And be sure to check out NintendoLife.com for all sorts of lovely Nintendo-related content. Thank you again for watching. Bye-bye. Why are you beeping?